Hello, this is Kai. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also hit the notification button if you want to be notified for when I upload my videos. Today I'm going to do a reading on Lake Lanier. If you're not from Georgia or like the southeast area, you may not have heard of it. But Lake Lanier is in Georgia. It spans over a few counties in Georgia. And the reason why I wanted to do this reading is because I kept seeing on Twitter people talking about is Lake Lanier cursed, is Lake Lanier cursed. Now, before I moved to Georgia, I lived in South Florida for a very long time. And I had even heard of Lake Lanier because I know what happened with Usher's stepson had an accident at that lake. And I heard about other people drowning at the lake and how people should stay away from the lake. Fast forward to me moving to Georgia, and I'm still wondering, like, I hear all this stuff about Lake Lanier, and I'm wondering to myself, why do people who are from Georgia, why do they go to this lake? Like, do they not know the history or whatever? But anyway, the last few weeks I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter just randomly commenting about Lake Lanier and how it's haunted and things like that. So I did some research. And basically, Lake Lanier is a man-made lake, but years before they turned it into a lake. Okay, the main part of the lake is in Forsyth County, and that is a county that has a known history that Black people don't live there, they don't go there, they're not welcome there. Oprah actually did a special on her show when she had her TV show, her talk show, going to Forsyth County and talking to the residents about why they don't want Black people there and this, that, and the other. It's very interesting. If you ever get a chance to check it out, you should. But anyway, so I was doing some research, and back in like the early 1900s, okay, so you know, back in the South, it was always a lot of racial tension. Black people being attacked, killed for whatever reason. But back in like 1912, a young white woman, her name was May Crow. Her name was May Crow. She was attacked and beaten on the shores of this like Lake Lanier or whatever. And of course, back then, anytime anything happened to a white person, especially a white woman, Black people were accused of that. So they basically accused like two young black guys of killing her. They were tried and executed like immediately. And then, you know, it was just like a bunch of racial tension. And so when they wanted to build the lake, what they did was they had like the KKK, they were called the Night Riders, to like intimidate the Black residents, to threaten them to leave the county and this, that, and the other, so that they could have the land. They either made them sell it for cheap, or they basically told them you have 24 hours to move or else. So about 11 or 1,200 Black people were displaced. They had to move, they had to leave their land. There's actually a book that was written, it's called Blood at the Root, by a man named Patrick Phillips. He's a young white guy. He grew up in Atlanta, but then he moved to Forsyth County, and he wrote a book about how they like made the Black people sell their land for really cheap, even though it was worth more. They would make them sell it for like $30, even though it was probably worth like a few thousand or whatever. So they really screwed Black people over, you know, as far when they wanted to build this lake. So, you know, me being into ghost stories and mysteries and things like that, I was like, okay, let me just see what's going on with Lake Lanier, because even if you just put in Lake Lanier, you're gonna come up with so many incidents of people drowning, boating accidents, just a whole bunch of creepy stuff. I'm a big believer in energy, and I feel that if something bad happens at a house, in a car, in a lake, I feel like people should stay away from it, because it's just like bad juju, you know what I mean? But for some reason, people, especially like Black people, are just not getting it. Like, this is not the place to go. You know what I mean? And also, there is a young lady. She actually did a video on Lake Lanier. How she's from Georgia. Her name is Taco Tuesday or something. Her name was Taco something. But I'll find her video and I'll put it in the description box so you can check out her video. She did a whole video on how she went to Lake Lanier against her best judgment because her brother had invited her there, and then she was there and she did a boating ride and she could see like stuff underneath the lake, like buildings and bleachers and things like that. So basically, throughout my research, it did show that like there's a whole town under this lake. It's buildings, it's cars, it's bleachers, it's all kinds of stuff. Like, they did not even move the stuff out the way, like the buildings and everything. They just like flooded it. So it's like a whole town under this lake. So it's really creepy. Also, there was a woman. She was driving with her friend. This is after the May Crow incident. This is years later. She was driving with her friend. They got into an accident and they never found them. And then her name was Della Young, and they consider it like, it's like a haunted story about her. Her name is Delia Young, and they call her the blue woman, the lady of the lake. So they basically say like people have seen sightings of her at the lake. So basically, she and her friend were driving. They were in a car accident, and they found her maybe a few months later, if I'm not mistaken. They found Delia like a few months later, and then it took years, and her car, and then it took years later to find the remains of her friend. So it's just like a lot of hauntings, a lot of weird sightings, people having issues, like people being reported that they fall into the water and then they're like being pulled down, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, I like stories like that. So I wanted to do a reading on Lake Lanier just to see what's going on or whatever. Like I said, if this is your first time stopping by my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also hit the notification button to be notified when I upload my videos. Also, if you want your own personal reading, you can click the link below. It'll take you to my website. It's 3 questions for $15. What is the current energy surrounding Lake Lanier? What is the current energy surrounding Lake Lanier? First question. I got the Ace of Pentacles, but I got it in reverse. I feel like the project of Lake Lanier, or whatever they envisioned for Lake Lanier, was a failure. I feel like it was a monetary failure. I feel like, you know, they drove these people away from their land. They made them sell the land for cheap, but they have not yielded the benefits from Lake Lanier. And what I feel like is they wanted, and Lake Lanier is like a tourist attraction, but I don't feel like it makes the money that whoever decided to make this lake, or, you know, whoever controls the surrounding area or whatever, they're not making the money that they thought was going to be made from this Lake Lanier as a tourist attraction. I feel like it was a failure, because I feel like it, and the reason why Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like it was a failure because it was like, it's a lot of bad PR, even though people still go to the lake, because it's been so many accidents and weird things happening and drownings and things like that, that people don't really go there in, you know, they don't really rush to go to Lake Lanier, you know what I mean? So I feel like it was a failure as far as a business venture. And I feel like that energy is still there. All right, so I wanted to ask, was it a black person that killed May Crow? Because the whole thing with the driving the the black residents out of town was predicated on the fact that these black young men were supposed to have killed this young white woman. So, every black person in the town had to pay. But was it a black person that killed May Crow? This is a black person that killed May Crow. Yes. I got the Queen of Pentacles. And in my opinion, Pentacles do represent like a darker skin, darker tone person. Yes. Yes, it was a black person that killed this woman. Let's ask. The men that were accused of killing May Crow, were they the men that were guilty? And with the Queen of Pentacles, it could have been like a relationship going sour. Were the men that were accused and tried for killing May Crow the ones that were guilty? I got Ace of Swords, and I say no for minor and yes for major. I got the Ace of Swords, so I would say no. I think that it was a black person. I think this person was a lighter skinned black person. And I feel that they were, okay, the people that they accused were pretty young. And I don't know what the people that they accused, what they look like or whatever. But I don't feel like the people that were accused and killed for this crime, I don't feel like it was them. But I do think it was a black person that killed this woman. All right. Our next question I wanted to ask, are the blacks that were murdered in Forsyth County haunting Lake Lanier? Because, they got tortured, beaten, drove out of their homes, were with nowhere else to go. Are they haunting Lake Lanier? I got the Two of Cups. I would say yes. And I would say yes. And I feel, and the reason why I would say yes, because I feel like it's, with the Two of Cups, it's sort of like it's usually more so about love, but it's really a strong card that shows reciprocity. So I feel like karmically, yes. Because they feel like a deal, they were not given their just due. Like, it wasn't an even exchange. I say yes. All right. Are the displaced people, these were the people that were murdered in Forsyth County? Yes. Do I feel like they're haunting Lake Lanier? Yes. Are the displaced people, like, have they left bad energy? Like, is their energy still lingering around Lake Lanier? Like, displaced meaning like the people that not were killed or, whatever like that, but they just had to, like, leave their homes. They had to sell their homes for cheap. And this was years ago, so many may not be alive. Is there energy still lingering around there, haunting the place? I got the King of Cups and I got it in reverse. I would say yes. Because I feel like, you know, the King of Cups is like an older person that can be very narrow-minded, has a grudge. So I feel like these people who were threatened and intimidated to leave their homes, they are, you know, they feel like they were screwed, and they are angry about that. They were screwed by bigots and narrow-minded people, and they knew that they couldn't trust, you know, the deals that they were getting into as far as like selling their homes. They knew that they were being screwed, but there was nothing that they could do. Okay, so the people that left Lake Lanier, like the ones that were threatened and displaced and intimidated to leave their homes, basically like in the middle of the night, what happened to those people? What happened to those townspeople? I got the Lovers. I don't know. I know the Lovers is not normally like a card about death and things like that, but I just feel like, and you know, everybody has their own personal beliefs. Some people don't believe in heaven and hell, whatever, but when I see this card, I just feel like these people, a lot of these people are not on a physical plane anymore, but they are having, like, I just see like this card as like the Lovers in this instance, like having their paradise on the other side. So I feel like even though they may not be on this physical plane anymore, that they do have their paradise on the other side, and everything that was taken from them on this physical plane, they are now enjoying in the spiritual realm. That's, you know, not the traditional meaning of the Lovers, but when I see like the card and the people, like it's like, you know, a being coming from heaven, and it's two people looking at each other and they're happy and they're in love. I feel like those people that were displaced, they did not get their, you know, paradise on earth, but they are enjoying it now. All right. I know that it's like buildings and like leftover road, and they have found boats, they have found cars underwater, but like what else is under the water in Lake Lanier? What else is under the water? What else is under the water in Lake Lanier? I got the Four of Cups, but I got it in reverse. With the Four of Cups in reverse, I feel like it's like not like physical things under the water. We know that there are physical things under the water, but as far as like energetically, I feel like it's just really like the energy underneath the water is very heavy. I feel like it's restless, like a lot of restless energy. It's just, and okay, I know what I'm going to say is going to sound weird, but it's just like under that water, like energetically, it's just like a lot of heartbreak, disappointment, restlessness, and just a heaviness. Like, and people, this is not my own saying, you know, or thoughts or whatever. People have, if you do any research on it, people have said that some people have fallen in the water and they felt like something pulling them down. And I feel like, you know, it's not something physically pulling them down, but I just feel like energetically it's just so heavy. Like the energy is just so heavy and dark. It's just energy of disappointment and heartbreak and loss and sorrow. I really feel like that is what is under that water. Just heaviness, just disappointment. And I feel like that is what is causing like all these issues at this lake. But all right, ask one more question. Why do people still go to Lake Lanier? I know that people go because they want to have fun, they want to have recreation and things like that. But what is energetically pulling people to Lake Lanier? What is, especially black people, what is pulling people? Why do people go to Lake Lanier? Why do people go to Lake Lanier? I got the 4 swords. All right. I feel like, okay, it's like energetically, it's like people who are like, people who are drawn to Lake Lanier. It's like something in them is kind of like at a breaking point. And it's like I feel like the lower a person's vibration, the more they will be drawn to go to this lake, because it's just like something, it's like a brokenness, a heaviness, disappointment, sorrow inside of them. They may not be displaying it outwardly, but it's something inside of them that is restless, that is heavy, that is full of sorrow and heartbreak, and it kind of matches up energetically to Lake Lanier. I know it sounds out, you know, off the wall or whatever, but I feel like with the 4 swords, it's just like, it's kind of like energetically, a person is not may not be displaying this, but energetically they kind of feel defeated inside. So it's kind of like they go to this lake in a self-sabotaging kind of way, because it's like they feel like, you know, they heard the stories, they know the history, but it's like they want to take their chances, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's like kind of in a way they not want something to happen, but like energetically they're not in the best space. So it's kind of like all their feelings of disappointment, failure, heartache, sadness matches up energetically with what the energy is at Lake Lanier. I know it sounds crazy, but the 4 swords, it's just kind of like you're done, you've thrown in the flag, you are, you know, the battle has ended, you are taking a break, and you don't want to fight anymore. It's like the fight in these people that are drawn to Lake Lanier is like gone. So it's kind of in a way, they know what the situation is and what could happen, but they're kind of like on this self-sabotage path, if that makes sense. All right, so this is my reading on Lake Lanier. I know it sounds off the wall, but please bear with me. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also hit the notification button or bell so you are notified when I upload my videos. If you would like your own personal reading, please click the link below. It will take you to my website. It's 3 questions for $15. My name is Kai, and I will see you next time. Bye.